Okay, hi Akanksha, Divya, and Utkarsh. Firstly, congratulations on your results. This interview is about your success story, basically, as to how you reached your desired band levels and what exactly helped you, what resources you utilized from us, and what insights you want to share up to the other students. Okay, all right. So what we will do is I just have a few questions for you guys, and the first question being just a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself and let me know your IELTS score. So can we start with Utkarsh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and thank you for. I am from Patna, and uh, I started preparing for IELTS just 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined Grassroot Education that time. It helped me a lot
Mm-hmm.
because at that time I was not even able to speak only a single line or at length. It was not possible for me. But
Mm-hmm.
now I am able to speak, and in my test I was quite fluent. So it helped me a lot.
What were your individual scores, Utkarsh?
Actually, I got 8.5 in reading, 8 in listening, 7 in speaking, and 6.5 in writing.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Let's move to Divya now. So, Divya, just a little bit about yourself and your IELTS scores.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Divya. I'm from Chandigarh. I started my preparations around 3 to 4 months back, and I was in middle of nowhere. So thank you for all the directions and guidance, which I think I would not have got from anywhere else, especially in the lockdown. So though I used to be little bit fluent, but the practice of reading and writing was completely broken off since I've been working for 2 years. So I scored 7 in overall my IELTS exam, and it was 6.5 in reading and writing both, whereas 7.5 in writing and speaking.
Okay, Akanksha, over to you. Just a little bit about yourself and the overall scores.
Hi everyone, my name is Akansha and I'm from Pune. I'm working as a software engineer in Malaysia right now, and I've given my academic IELTS and I've scored an overall 8, and individual scores are listening I've received 9,
Okay.
and reading I've received 8,
Mhm.
speaking is 7.5 and writing is 7.0. My exams I scheduled 2 months later than that, but I joined Grassroots specifically. I wanted to have insights on my speaking and writing because for reading and writing anyways you would know the answers, but it is very important to have an expert review for speaking and writing part.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So good to know that you guys were consistent. I think that I noticed in all the 3 reviews that you were having and also the practice plus the classes that you were attending. I noticed that you were consistent throughout. Right from the day you enrolled, you were focused about what you wanted and you expressed your need very clearly, telling that this is where I want to go, this is what my score is, and this is when my exam is. All right, so my next question for you guys is, again, we'll go in the same order, is that how did you exactly start your IELTS prep and how much time you spent every day? So maybe I understood how you started your preparation, but how much time did you spend every day and what was your schedule like in that preparation? Utkarsh, let's go first. Yeah.
Actually, I started 3 months back. At that time, I had no idea about coaching classes for IELTS. So I read about Grassroot Education at a Coda Answer. So I joined the intro class, and then after that I joined the full fast track program. It helped me a lot because I only followed the Grassroot study material, and I would say I was consistent for only 50% cases because in this last 3 months I was quite busy. I was traveling to a lot of places because of my visa process. So it's still ongoing. So, but still I followed the whole process, and I daily joined that daily news practice class on YouTube. It helped me a lot. Yeah.
And what else
So
did you do as a part of preparing for IELTS? What else did you do?
I just followed the daily practice rate, and then those those daily homework that
Mm.
that we get from Grassroots. I
Okay.
followed those homework. I only did those things.
Okay. All right, Utkarsh. Thanks for that. Okay, let's now look at Divya. Divya, how did you go about? How much time did you spend?
Being working for past 2 years, my working schedule is very hectic. I start my day at 10:30 every day, and uh, by God's grace, I would say that time used to clash earlier. But other than that, I got the guidance from you, and I used to start with sparing my time. Like for two hours minimum, I used to spare in my day just to attend the quizzes and the classes, and especially the uh, activities and the tasks you guys used to give us during the weeks. And for the first 2 months, I did follow them very by line to line. Like, okay, my reviews is in the evening, I have to give it and I have to submit. And then especially the grammar part was very much helpful because I'm still a little bit lag behind in the grammar portion. But where I'm right now is just because of you. And for the past 1 month, I've been taking my reviews almost every alternative day. I've
Right.
increased my pace for like from 2 hours to 4 to 5 hours.
Right.
And especially it included my writing and speaking sections.
Correct.
I remember that my first review was literally I scored around like 5 or in both the sections of writing and speaking. But it did. I was not disappointed by your feedback at all. But I tried to inculcate it into my further reviews, and it eventually got completely raised up to 7.5 in
That's
reviews
right.
also. So that gave me a lot of confidence while
Great.
giving me the
Great.
exam.
Great, Divya. So you followed the practice sets and then you thought about taking the reviews after you were comfortable with the sections, right? Okay, great. Akanksha, over to you. You can let me know, Akanksha, what your schedule was like every day.
Actually, my schedule was really very hectic. Like I've been working for 5 years more, so it's very hectic. But still, when I booked my exam 2 months back, so I was very much. I had one thing very clear in my mind that I need to be consistent, and English is not something which I can just study in 1 week and then give the examination. So I need to be consistent. So I joined 1 month back, as you remember. And before that 1 month, I did a lot of practice for listening and reading. I mean, a lot of practice. I did not focus much on writing and speaking. It was only when I joined Grassroot, I had a live interaction and review, so that to understand how am I scoring on those lines. So I referred a lot of Cambridge books for writing and for listening and reading purpose. But the sessions for writing, I especially it helped me a lot for Grassroot, because there's a certain way how to boost up your score, like idea elaborations, which actually, I mean, it is a very big part of boosting your writing score. So I took all those points from those live lectures, that how can I boost my writing and listening score, and where am I on those lines. I got to know from the first review which I got.
Got it. And then you worked on the further reviews.
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, my exam was postponed due to lockdown here, so I got 2 weeks extra to take more 2 reviews.
Right.
Otherwise, it was only 4 reviews which I could complete.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes, Akanksha. So also, what kind of preparation were you doing for listening and for reading? Because you scored a 9 in listening and 8 in reading.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the kind of preparation that you were doing?
As I said, there are so many study materials, but it's very important to go for authentic material. So I referred Cambridge books from Cambridge University, which are prepared for IELTS. So basically, before I joined Grassroot, I used that. And when I joined Grassroot, I also went through all those recorded lectures, because I could not attend all the lectures because I'm staying in Malaysia and there's a time conflict. It is almost 1 a.m. at times that the classes are still going on.
Exactly. Yes.
So most of the classes I could not attend, but I could see some live lectures. I mean, I knew inside like what I need to see, focus on. So listening is basically, I practiced a lot, and you should be confident about what you write, and don't waste much time on listening on one question. Rather than, if suppose you have fumbled there and you don't know whether it's right or wrong, just move ahead, because if you keep on thinking about that, you will screw up the other sections or following questions. And the next thing is that when you develop such kind of practice, then what happens is that your reading practice of the question increases. The speed at which you read the next question increases.
Absolutely.
And that helps you to know, when you get more 30 seconds to revise your answers, you're already confident about your answers, you directly go to the next part. So this is a kind of strategy what I utilize. I don't utilize more time to review my current answers, because I just am confident on the go. But I use I use that time to, I complete almost reading the next section 2 times when the recording starts. So this helped me a lot.
That's great. Utkarsh, what about you? So what specific strategies you followed for listening, reading, or even the speaking sections? Because I remember that you were struggling with the speaking area.
Actually, for listening, I have been watching Netflix series for a while, so I was good in listening at that time. But the problem comes in when it comes to reading and speaking, and of course I still have problems with writing. So for reading, I joined the daily newspaper practice, and then I started to read some articles from BBC and other newspaper. It helped me. And for speaking, in every mocks, Abhishek sir told me to add at least 1 or 2 idioms. I can't remember if I added in any mock, but in my real exam, I tried to add 2 to 3 idioms.
Good.
So I did it in my real exam.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. How did you practice speaking on your own, Utkarsh? So you did take the mocks, but how did you do it on your own?
Actually, in the starting, I didn't have a lot of hands to talk, so I started to follow the sentence forming and speaking for 2 minutes and recording. But in last 2 weeks, you guys have provided that WhatsApp group, so I joined it, and I think 3 or 4 friends from there, they joined, and we started to do a speaking practice. And it helped me a lot, because in only 10 days I got fluency and I was able to speak in my real test.
That's nice, Utkarsh. Good. So it proves that consistency helps in scoring well. Okay, now over to you, Divya. You had troubles with, I think, every section, writing, speaking, both, for a while. And I remember your first review was not as good. You were not good to go for your exam yet. You needed a lot of help there. So how did you work individually on these sections, all the sections of listening, reading, writing, speaking?
Especially with the speaking sections, because I used to fumble a lot. I had a very bad stage fear and speaking in front of even anyone. So with the help of Abhishek sir's idea, I started reading the newspapers and started recording my voice every day. Like I started with Indian Express and used to end my day with Hindustan Times, and then I used to record my voice. So it really helped me to modulate my voice, which was missing in my first review, and it was a very strong feedback. Which came from you people, that I really need to modulate my the pace. So that newspaper reading helped me a lot, and I used to invest 2 to 3 hours every day in that speaking material only. So while reading the material, I started learning how articles are being actually written in a flow, and how the ideas are being represented. So
Right.
I started taking topics from in newspapers itself, like how my ideas and their ideas are being coordinated, and
Mm.
how I am delivering the idea. So
Right.
the editorial content in the Indian Express have literally laid a basic structure for my practice sessions, in which I actually compared my answers with their editorials. So
Nice.
it helped me to generate the uh, idea structures or paraphrasing, especially. Though I still struggle with the paraphrasing in reading sections because I was not focusing much on it. But eventually it took place while just because of the writing section. Approximately, I used to read 6 times
Hmm.
a particular article before writing or reading it.
Wow. Wow.
So it actually helped me in paraphrasing in the reading section.
That's nice, Divya. Nice work there. Okay, so everybody commonly, if I can say, utilized a lot of resources online. I mean, generally available resources, content in English, basically either through Netflix or through newspapers. Basically, a lot of listening and reading because you need to be used to the language before even you think about utilizing a mock test, right? Okay, so one common question that everybody has during the classes is, what do I do for vocabulary? How did you guys manage vocabulary in writing and speaking? Because all of you scored really well. How did you manage vocabulary and paraphrasing and grammar in your writing and speaking?
Yeah.
Let's start with Utkarsh again.
Yeah, actually, while I was watching the web series and reading the newspapers, I always got to some new words, and I started to write it down in some diary or somewhere, and I started to use it every day. So it became normal to me, and I was able to use it in my real sentences at all test. So yeah, that was the only method. And one more thing, in my first or second week, I think in every week speaking week, Abhishek sir told me to write at least 10 words daily or 5 idioms. So I tried to do that too, and
Right.
I wrote it for 10 or 15 days, and that's why I had a great collection of words.
Words.
So
Yeah.
yeah, these all things helped me.
Okay, that's nice. So that helped you become natural with vocabulary. That's what you're telling
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. What about you, Divya? Other than newspaper reading?
So the daily quizzes were a great rescue for the vocabulary thing. I was not much good with the words before joining Grassroots, so I adopted one habit of me. The moment I used to end my quiz and get the results, I used to take a diary where I started with the vocabulary words, and then I used to write each and every idiom and the word which is being given in the quiz. So I used to write their synonyms, their opposites, and everything, which created my own dictionary. And
That's
especially
nice.
the vocabulary wheel actually helped me a lot, which we used to give in the end of the speaking section. So that wheel actually helped me, like how I can categorize a particular word and how I'm supposed to use the words and idioms.
Right.
I was struggling with the idioms till the end, so I started reading different different Hinduism books in the end, in the English translations especially. So from that, I got to know, okay, how I'm supposed to use the idiom, get them into my speaking and writing both the sections.
Okay, that's nice to know. All right, Akanksha, what about you? How did you handle vocabulary and paraphrasing?
Vocabulary, basically, I think I was fairly well in vocabulary, but it's very important to know the usage of words. Like you can just go to a cheat sheet and grab the words, but it's very important to know where you need to use, how you need to use. I mean, some
Right.
words can be used in a positive context, some in a negative context. So it's important to know and form a sentence. So basically, there was a section in the Grassroot app where there were vocabulary related to different scenarios like vacation and all those categories. So I used that, and just not knowing the meaning, I used to form my own sentences for the words which I was not familiar with. And for the words which you're familiar, you're using, it's all right for you. But for new words, it's very important for you to use it properly. And so if you are using it properly and making your own sentence out of that, then that will help you in actually speaking and using that words on the spot. Because that time there are so many things going around. You are not able to search the words in your head. And if the examiner catches you, that would be a low score for you.
Correct. Absolutely. Okay, great. All right, nice, Akanksha. Nice insights that I got from you guys. All right. So one last question before we end. What tips you want to give to students? Now, you might know this already, and you might know this with your journeys as well, that it takes for you to work on your basic skills, no matter how fluent you are with the language or how fluent you are not with the language. So what do you think should be a student's strategy? If someone is a basic learner, what should be the student's strategy if someone is good with the language, maybe? So again, Utkarsh, you can go first.
I think everyone should be consistent first, because if only they would follow the grassroots material and the daily classes, it would help them, of course. And another thing that I want to add in general, never book your speaking test just after the LRW, because I did that mistake and I had to rush for the speaking. So for first 5 minutes I was capturing my breaths. So it all
Anything else, Utkarsh, that you want to add? Because I truly want you to convey. Yeah.
Actually, if we develop a habit for reading or just listening thing on daily purpose, like we can listen for at least half hour, or we can read 1 and 2 or 2 articles every day, then it would definitely help anyone to achieve what they want to achieve in the IELTS.
Right. Okay, Divya, what about you?
For me, as I've observed in my case also, so consistency is the key for everything, and I would really suggest all the other people that who is going to give the IELTS in the coming week. I would really suggest to go through all the quizzes. That's a very big key for the vocabulary building, especially. I don't think so. If one has not created any vocabulary list, then the quizzes are the best option to create one. And the second is reading newspapers is a very good option, and I'm really thankful to you people that you guys started at that YouTube classes, and I still even follow those newspaper readings each and every day. That is actually very helping for a sentence formulation, the way we have to modulate the voice, the way we are going to format the sentences, and the especially usage of the words, which cannot be incorrect, because if an examiner spots that, it will be a low slope in the score, and it won't be reflecting a good impression on the examiner too. So, and whereas the writing is concerned, I would really suggest that pick the general topics these days, because in my scenario, where when I gave my exam, it was a very general topic and was given on the general knowledge. So I would really suggest that do compete with the newspaper, where the idea formulation is one of the best source, and give it in the reviews, and because you do the very crisp reviews, and it helped us a lot.
That's nice. All right, Divya. Akanksha, over to you now.
The first suggestion, like what I want to give, is that before booking your date for IELTS, one person must not think how is their English, even if they think it's very good. But IELTS is a different exam. You need to know how you're going to perform actually when you give the exams. So one must first not think like that. There could be sections where people still require some kind of improvement. They should first understand. So understanding your current level is very important. Then second thing is that be consistent always in the your practice, because English is not something which you can learn in a week and then just give the examination, unlike other subjects. So this is the second thing. And for sections where you want to score a lot you need to be, I mean, you have to do a lot of practice in that section. And for reviews which I have received from for speaking and writing, that really helped me a lot. And it's very important to get an expert review in order to improve. And because some for reading and writing section you still have answers, but this is very important. And always follow genuine material, and especially for increasing your grammar, there are a lot of materials on Grassroot quizzes that are uploaded every day, and I really used to solve them and enjoy. I sometimes used to wonder how did I get this wrong, but there are many times you are blown out of surprise, and you should not overestimate yourself before. I mean, even if you're speaking every day with English language, but still it's very important to have a practice.
Right. Okay, Akanksha, good insights there. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and also giving genuine insights to all the students who are watching this. But yes, again, congratulations to all the three of you on your journeys, and I wish you the best. Thank you so much.